go. Going to the back of the book. Now, according to me, we got to, is it possible that we got to the new phrase, Babir hameshulav al pi hagrua, where it says Amuna Gilui v'chasaga. So revelation and the ability to be able to reach or appreciate it. Let's see what he means. Babir hameshulav al pi hagrua. So let's go over to listen to the grua. Nizvayer ine dikna mehamenusa. Shara dikna de Erik Anpen nikwa Amuna. The Fishahu Lechidus Gilui or Ein Sof. And that's the reason why. Now, why would that be? You see, because that's the place where you have the Gilui. Now, I'm thinking in my own way that I've been explaining this, is that on the other side of the Gilui is the question of where it came from or what is it actually there. And it all works through the Sa'aras of the Dikna. From there you see that. So whenever you have a situation where you have this gilui, here he's talking about that. Just I just want to touch on that thing that Breslov said yesterday about reaching for Keser Tzilus, or the top of Keser. That's what we're reaching for, the place, the origin from which this light comes from. This is what we reach for. He said, it's always called Amuna. When you reach that place, as or Ein Sof Ayin Sham number Zion. There's a little Zion here. So let's see what we could get out of the Zion. Zion says, Rei Bibira Groa, Khan, okay, which we were talking about. Ve'inin Merumenusa Kamo Amunas Yisrael Shavah Ayedera Amuna, that is the Amuna that comes through Amuna Masi, but it is Amuna, this is what he said this way. He says that it is Amuna that allows you to reach, that is Yisrael as or Ein Sof, to reach the light of the Ein Sof, which is what we seek. So therefore, that same idea takes place with Zohar Benok. They're also called by this name Mehamenusa. So the same thing you can say by that too, because inside of all of them is this, what we heard yesterday, is this uniting force. So which are its revelations. So the beard, the concept of beard, is the first place where you have the beginning of this revelation. Okay, I lost the place for a second. Like we said up above, here we go. Levushim diyakar. So the beautiful clothing. Let's say the nikra. Adikna Mechamenusa. So this is the clothing that has all of the light within it. Adkan. Or, so I'm not familiar with that book. I'm sure you are. I don't know if it's available. I don't know what I would find over there. Because over there it's talking about the Vok of Zeranpin. Ki bo nizgala. Because this is the big thing about Zer Anpin, is that the name Yud K Vav K is revealed there. Besod Shem Avayim, Shehu Sod Amunusenu, which is that name itself, he says, is the secret of our faith. The Zel V'Shana B'Diluk, Yidnim B'Chamenusach of Amba B'Kol Yom V'Kol Makom Al Vav Kitzvos. When he uses that, it should be applied to the Vav Kitzvos. For Ha'inyan is like this. Kigol Amunusenu Hu B'Shem Avayim. V'Hu Shem Ha'etzem She'ena Mushol Mefa'ula, never goes to a different action. It's always constantly like that. But in Zer Anpin, it's revealed. Rak Mora al Haviyusach of Vitam, it's also showing us about its continuous being. This never stops. V'Haviyusach of Ma'atzmo, and I'm not sure what that means, but it means that its other essence, I guess, is always there. That's the faith. The faith is that it is the V'ikra Hashem Havai, the main part of that, who bevav kitzvos. That's where you really see it in Zeranpin. Because its existence is revealed there. So he says, Nizgalach v'yusa shadachain. Nikra vav kitzos become makom mechamenusa. So therefore, everywhere you see this name, that's where it's called. He said mechamenusa. Va'af im yikra l'kol eser spheres mechamenusa. And also, even if you want to say all the 10 spheres, that's mechamenusa. Behind the fish kulin bechlalos v'nichlalos b'shem avaya, because all of the 10 spheres are in there. Ki yudua ad kan. B'ayin sham od v'rei gam b'yach or more. So it's very interesting. He says, Vav ala Vav, Vav, Seisa Shleimusa, the Kol Citrin. So the Vav is in between two hays, and it represents bringing the force that brings all things together. And in that place is one, is the Yudke Vavke, which we was talking about before. He says that that's the power that's manifest there, which is the power to bring everything to go to Kol Citrin, Beit Halion Mechamenusa. So there's a little bit more here. Let's see what it says. So let me see. Mechamenusa, he said, V'reit od b'yahal or. So go into that sefer v'yahal or. And he said, V'sham, and it says, Shabir b'zeh haloshon, b'zeh l'shono. He said, La'anchara b'raza d'chamenusa, to illuminate with the secret of faith. Ratzon Alomar what? La'an Chara the Kol Havav Kitzvos, to bring light into all of the 6 kitzvos, Shehein Nekroim Mechamenusa, which are called Mechamenusa, V'sod Mechamenusa. So this secret of this, Kamosh Amar Ve'idra, he tells you where, he says, where it said B'chalola the Gogolta, in the empty space of the skull chamber, let's say the skull chamber. Nahirin, the Nahirin, that's where they shine. Bis avid minei tre gavni, and from that light that shines into the skull. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about the skull of Eric Anpen, the skull of Zer Anpen. I'm assuming it's Eric Anpen, so I don't know. He said, tre gavni, and what happens is it brings out 2 colors. Val chai ikri shlim, and the fact that the 2 colors exist there it shows you its shlemus l'kula. Now that goes, I think, on the idea that in this highest place, the manifestation of red and white, which are the 2 polar opposites, actually comes together and they become the shlemus, because without the other, they're not shalom. V'zera v'sod midas emes. So this is secret of the midah called emes. Titen emes the Yaakov, give emes the Yaakov, which is one of the tikkun dikna. V'chein ha'tepuchim nikroim emes, also the cheeks. The cheeks are called emes, the cheeks of Eric Anpin. The fi shebechem beis gavonim, gavoni the Abba ve'ima, kamosh Abba be'idra Rabba. Over there it explains the 2 colors. One comes from Abba, which is side of white, and Ima, side of red. But inya ki eina shalim, the inya is like this, it's not complete. Elohim came yesh b'chesed v'din. That's what he says like that. So he says, no matter what you do, those things are always manifest. That manifest them in the skull of Eric Anpen is like to say that they were always one in perfection at that point. Besod dodi tzach ve'edom. So it's clear, it's pure, and I get tzach is supposed to be white, ve'edom and red. That's my beloved, has to be like that. Mehumanusa. So that understanding, this is the way I understand it. So that understanding, that perfection, is actually the containing of the 2 opposites that you see in the polar opposites. The fact that they actually can exist side by side is the Muna, and that we want to put them side by side. Kamosha Amar, or bring them into oneness. I'm faithful to pay back the sachar, the reward. So he said, Ani Hashem ne'eman lipare. So it says again, once again, he's faithful to pay back. This word ne'eman goes with the word manusa, ayin sham. So this is going to let us see like this, but ofen acher, another way. It says like this, try this. Mihu yesh devar, they explain like this. the Chadahu, that it's really all only oneness. It's oneness. Al pi masha huvel the el, but what we saw before b'shem or Yochar, in the name of the or Yochar, bebir ma'imber idrit suta, like we said before, and we're going to see, we saw that previously. So I think we're pretty much out of time. I could read just the dark print and the big print. It says like this, and the next piece we say bir bezechapaku al pi lashon bir agroa. Okay, the kan beinian memenusa k'mechumunus yisrael shabo shabo al yedei rabamuna mesigim. So he means that shabo, it's coming through this. He said because through amuna, it allows us that, do we believe that actually beyond that there is this uniting force? I think that's what he's saying, especially now in the situation that we find ourselves. He says that if you have the belief that this uniting force is there, then you could reach it. As or Ein Sof, you could reach all the way up to the light. Well, this man said Kesser, said the light of the Ein Sof. Kesser is like Ein Sof, Adkan, relatively speaking. He said specifically that word. Who mitzad his lavshus or ein sof bitzinuras dakim shal saras adikna, is that the light of the ein sof is refined, is his matus there allows it to come through the dikna of Eric Anpin, so the vushim dikar of this glorious thing shemevir of this precious light. But this is not beside the Ein Zeh beside the Amuna, Ak Behiyosh Al Yidei Amuna. So this is not the Amuna. So the beard itself, it is that Amuna is what brings you Yisrael as or Ein Sof, to bring you into that longing to be able to be inside of the beard to the light of the Ein Sof. Baruch Hu L'chein Kol Gilui V'Chasaga Ba'or Ein Sof. Because all of that now, Nikra Amuna, Kamo Shenizbayer. I make little notes on these things and then I can't read it. Okay, that's it for today. And tomorrow, with God's help, we'll go to number Ches as a little bit of Arichus, and we'll see some more. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator, Kolal.